to make it the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And we are up to wave 37 of the 48 Ways to Wisdom. We are nearly at wisdom. We've got 11 ways to go. 11 days, 11 ways to go. What are the 48 Ways to Wisdom? You've heard this introduction 36 times before, probably. Listen, if you've been following the series, 48. But this might be your first time, right? So the 48 Ways to Wisdom are 48 ways for you to be awesome. And it really actually kind of isn't. They're 42 kind of attitudes for life, I would say. Some of them are easier if you believe in God, but I would say most of them are achievable no matter what your theological worldview is. You know, this is good stuff for everybody. So this comes from a codification of Jewish law called the Mishnah from about 2,000 years ago, and this is a teeny tiny part of one of them in the middle. Which lists 48 ways to be, you know, to acquire wisdom, to acquire greatness. So it was greatly expanded on by Rabbi Noach Weinberg of blessed memory. He was my rabbi from Aish Torah, the rabbinical ceremony that I accidentally attended, and it was an accident. If you ever on one of my live streams, ask me, I will tell you the story. I accidentally attended. I wasn't even religious at the time. So anyway, 48 ways to wisdom, and this is we do this in this period of time called the Omer, which is a 49 day period, which is full of like spiritual power and stuff. So if you do stuff, then the good Lord does I don't know, fortify, does give you a lot more strength to whatever your spiritual endeavors may well be. Fine. So we're up to way 37. But before we get to it, hit the like button. And again, even if you don't like it, but this one you probably like. This one's a good one. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button. I'm nearly at 3,000 subscribers. I'm getting close there. Don't tell YouTube I'm nearly at 3,000 subscribers. That would be fan-dabby double dozy if you hit that subscribe button and comment. The algorithm loves your comments. I will eat them up and I will be satiated. And of course, check out my Indiegogo. Never forget to check out my Indiegogo. The link is in the video notes now. Fine, let's have a look at Way 37. Never be bored. And I'm never bored by saying they need to rewrite this. This is a few years old already, and it was written for college students in like the 90s, maybe 2000s. It's time for a bit of a rewrite, right? So what is Way 37 in the Hebrew is Lo magis libo b'talmudo. So what does that mean? Lo magis, that it should not be filled. Libo, your heart. Your heart should not be filled b'talmudo, with your studies. In fact, that's basically saying you should never be satiated from what you're studying. So the answer is, the question to this, before I get the answer, the question to this is how? I mean, listen, there's only so much math you're going to learn. Eventually, 2 + 2 = 4. But I'm being obtuse. But you want to learn a subject. You read the book. You read a book on it. You know the subject, and you're done. So how can you never say I'm not done? Right? That's kind of bonkers. Well, I think the word here that really explains everything is libo, your heart. So what's going on here? And I think this is easy to understand if you're like me, a Doctor Who fan or a fan of anything. Right now, I'm nearly 50. I'm going to be 50 in not long. 3 months. In 3 months, I'm going to be 50. And I've been a Doctor Who fan as long as I can remember. Like literally as long as I can. I don't remember it ever not being in my life. And I'm always fascinated by Doctor Who. There's always something more that I could read about Doctor Who. I'm always interested in different aspects of Doctor Who. And the incredible thing is, there's a lot about Doctor Who that doesn't even interest me. That interests other crazy fans, like, the production codes and all. There's a bunch of stuff I'm not interested in. Like, generally speaking, I'm not really that interested in interviews with the actors. I mean, a bit, but I mean, like, they just saying the lines, but yeah, I'm always fascinated with anything to do with Doctor Who, no matter what, and it's over years and years, and it will never be satiated. Now, why is that? It's because I freaking love Doctor Who, and I do. I absolutely freaking adore Doctor Who, and that's the the essence of this Way to Wisdom. Whatever it is you're involved in, you should try and connect to it on an emotional level. So you love it that you cannot get enough of it. That you cannot let your study of it say, I'm done, right? I'm done. And, that is a genuine way to wisdom. So, the start of it says, appreciate life. Look around you, your clothes, your house, your job. Try to recall the feeling when all these were new. Yeah, listen, a good way to connect to an emotional an emotional resonance of anything is your first encounter with it. I watch movies more than once. My wife looks at me like, why? Like, why? How can you? Well, you know what's going to happen, and I'm like, yes, I can't wait for it to happen. I watch some movies so much, like I have just instinctual knowledge of them. One time I wanted to watch Return of the Jedi, but I wanted to start exactly as the rebel fleet comes out of hyperspace. And I'm like, and you know what? I just did it. I went on my remote control. I bet it's about this far in, and click, boom, got it right. Because I've seen it many times before. and you know what? Obviously, I love Star Wars. But I think what's going on when you rewatch movies is you connect to that your first emotional response. Your first emotional response to anything. And you get a feeling of that elation you had the first time you saw something. Stagnation syndrome. Never say I can't. It's if it's the right thing to do, then you can do it. Realize that every time we say I can't, it holds us back from growing. So we're saying I can't learn any more about this. I can't do anything. It's impossible. I'm saturated. Again, there is no can't. I really genuinely believe it, and even if it's impossible, saying I can't is a mistake. Because when you do something and you don't care if it's possible or not, even though it's very likely it's completely impossible, if you don't care at all, that's when miracles can happen. Now, a great example of it, I use this example a lot because I think it's a good one, is the end of Saving Private Ryan, and I'm going some spoiler alert, spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it, it's 20 years old. You should. If you haven't seen it, stop watching this and go watch that movie. It's really good. It's a bit violent. I warn you. Is it violent? It was certainly violent when I first saw it. Is it violent in today's context? I don't know. I haven't seen it for a while. But anyway, go watch that movie. At the end of it, Tom Hanks is in World War II. He's a captain, a U.S. captain, tasked to stop the Germans advancing into this town in France. And it's a lost battle, right? It's a lost battle, and he's mortally wounded. He's laying on the road as he sees the tanks coming in, right? The tanks coming in, and he knows there's nothing he can do. He's going to die any second now. But what does he do? He pulls out his revolver and starts firing at the tank anyway. Why? It's pointless. It's completely pointless. It's impossible. It's impossible to do anything. Why would it? He does it because it's his duty. He does it because it's his duty, and it doesn't matter if it's possible, and it doesn't matter if it's impossible. It's still his duty, right? And that's when this incredible. I love this moment, part of this movie. His last thing he sees, the absolute last thing he sees before he dies, is the tank explodes. Right? The tank explodes, and he lays down on the ground. And he sees U.S. planes fly overhead, dropping tank buster bombs. And that's how miracles happen. Miracles only happen when you say, I don't care if it's possible or not. And that's absolutely true. So, if you will say, there's no way I could ever learn any more about the subject, then say, no, you're wrong. I don't care. I don't care if it's possible or not. I'm still going to do it. So that is the 37th way to wisdom. There's always something interesting out there. There's always something interesting to learn. You've never exhausted knowledge on anything, because there's infinite amount of knowledge on freaking everything to assimilate, and the more you assimilate, I think generally speaking, the happier you are. So there you go, Way 37. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me tomorrow for Way 38, and we're into the top 10 countdown of that. Very exciting. My name's Elon Beck, and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.